where he'd like to be. So perhaps having him on more of a team fighting champion like Orianna or Cassiopeia or something like that, he can take that lane advantage and turn it into team fight advantage.
In the pick and ban phase here, and a lot of the games from Fnatic, they have banned Tahm Kench and Braum, and I think that's actually a bit of a mistake from them, because it really limits what other champions they can remove, specifically champions that do well against Fnatic's playstyle. I'm looking at things like Caitlyn, we've seen the Galio mid lane, if you want to play that Syndra. So Fnatic needs to, in my opinion, really change up some of these support bans, and they are once again, though, banning the Braum, and I assume the Tahm Kench will follow.
And if they do go for the Tahm Kench, they are either going to force out the Cloud9 ban of Caitlyn here. I don't know if Reckless would want to go to that because Kennen is already off the table. We'll have to see. I mean, they could just be looking to try to trade Tristana for Caitlyn. That's something that Cloud9 may be pretty happy to do.
I think you definitely do not ban Caitlyn if you're Cloud9 right now. He hasn't shown that he wants to play it at all. There's 0 plays from him basically for the
Then I think you ban Tristana. You know, I think that you can take Tristana away, and if they're not willing to take, Caitlyn themselves, then you have a very big advantage already in the bot lane.
For what it's worth, I think you give them Trist and you just outlane it with Caitlyn. Trist is somewhat of a weaker laner. She's come up because there have been weaker laning phases, and you just play Caitlyn and win the matchup outright.
Also have to look at Elise at this point here. It is available for Broxah if he wants to play it. Zac obviously being banned away by C9. Yeah, Galio, Elise, Thresh, like a lot of these high priority picks. Caitlyn, of course, for other teams would have been considered a very strong first pick as well, but it is the Thresh here for Jessis.
And I feel like if you're going to commit this heavily to support bans, and you're going to leave the Tahm Kench up, then you completely wasted your first 2 bans. Like, what is the point of taking away the Blitz and the Braum when you already have Tahm Kench there that they can just grab and have a very effective bot lane, a great answer to this pick.
And C9 should just take the Caitlyn. It is such an effective pick against a team that likes to run scaling AD carries. Caitlyn will almost always be able to win that lane, and that means a support like Smoothie can actually start roaming with his jungler, potentially go mid lane and put pressure on Caps, and then suddenly Fnatic have multiple lanes losing.
I really like the Elise here early on from Contracts 2. That is a bit of a contested pick. You can always grab the Tahm Kench as your last pick of the first round if they do decide to go that way.
Elise going to be picked up alongside that one, so 2 pretty aggressive early fighters, and there's the Caitlyn, or sorry, the my brain's not working. I got frustrated and flustered by the fact that Caps is jumping around in his chair so much.
Unleash the monster!
He's unleashing the monster of Tristana, doing his own rocket jump version here in this one. Again,
AP
I think it's
Tristana mid.
AP just, dude, it's actually pretty dead now, unfortunately, but now it's time for C9 to maybe counterpick or blind a bit and get some bans out.
We've also seen Orianna being picked when LeBlanc and Syndra have been removed, because again, you're kind of guaranteed then a strong lane matchup, but we might get something new here.
Right, it's a slightly better laner here. Instead of playing a tank support, they're playing 2 good bot laners. Bard, Caitlyn should smash this lane right now and keep Reckless from getting any farm, keep him having any lane pressure, and Sneaky can snowball.
And this is one of the advantages of having a support like Smoothie. I mean, this guy literally plays everything. So targeting with the bans aren't always going to be the most effective. He's a very good laner on the Bard. Bard is something that he has always loved actually playing in solo queue. It's something that he has a lot of experience on, and he has confidence playing this champion too.
Obviously looking at top lane for Fnatic, we normally have tanks, Gragas, Galio, Shen as the 3. In this case here, Shen now being removed. Both Gragas and Galio are available for Soa, so I actually don't think he cares too much about losing to Shen. I think the other champions are just as valuable for him.
Yep. If you're Cloud9, I think you definitely need to draft a hard tank, though. I don't want to see a Renekton or a Kled in general. I want to see a Galio top or even a Galio mid.
They do have the Elise, though.
Well, and here's the thing. You can actually ban out 2 of those tanks and pick away the 3rd, right? Like, that's something that you do have as an option. It's not going to be that, as Camille is actually the target there. But that could be at, at Jessis.
I mean, is Camille like really good against Galio? Well, I mean, Jessis is playing Thresh. Well, he's playing Thresh, so that's not going to happen. But
right.
if Camille's good in a Galio, again, that points to you playing a hard tank in the top lane, which, again, you've got Caitlyn. She's the queen of bot lane. You've got a winning lane matchup, just like TSM did when they picked frickin' Lulu bot lane just to make sure Doublelift could carry, which I thought was a great comp. When you get this champion, she's worth building around. I just think you build around this champion and you're safe.
Well, C9, we're still looking at Orianna or then one of those safe tank picks. They're also looking now at Jarvan
not bad
for impact. Obviously, Jarvan, though, is a champion that opens up for a lot of different carries to be picked on the other side. Jarvan is very good against Gragas specifically, so if Source is playing a tank, it would be Galio, but they actually instead going for that carry as just highlighted before here, saying from Fnatic's side that with the Tristana Thresh, despite being against a strong lane on the side of C9, they probably feel a little bit more comfortable than with the Kennen lanes we've seen kind of get pushed into tower 24/7, and feeling like they can actually play around Source a little bit.
Maybe they can. In the mid lane is going to be Corki as the blind pick here, so Double Marksman is in. A nice mix of damage types overall, and Lee Sin plus Thresh plus Kled, all not bad together holding the front line.
Well, I mean, Orianna still available. Cassio is available there as that team fight power. And if they do dress for the Cassio, I mean, this is an incredibly strong team fighting team with 2 scaling DPS kind of marksmen. It's obviously kind of an AP marksman here in Cassio and the AP marksman there for Caitlyn.
Also, Cassiopeia with a good matchup against the Corki in the mid lane. You can actually try and go for some of these all-ins if you have the jungler around you. And if you are C9, with the Bard pickup, they're saying, you know, we can push this bot lane with Caitlyn. We can tell Smoothie you can now start roaming. And a Bard, especially after level 6, moving towards the mid lane. We know how effective those kind of plays can be with his ulti. Paired it up with an Elise, and you have a very, very good 2v2 skirmish come from C9, just jungle support. Funny enough, though, a lot of teams actually also really value the Thresh in these situations. And Elise in with, of course, a lot of damage at level 6. So Fnatic, in many ways, can try and match what C9 are doing. We also have 2 hyper carries or late game carries on Fnatic's side, just like with C9. I actually think this team comps are matched in a lot of ways.
They are.
And I like this Fnatic comp a lot more than the one we saw earlier today, where TSM obviously got like counter picks in every single role.
Yeah.
Totally agree. It's going to be a fun one to watch for then as we get ourselves into what could be the final games for both these teams. Cloud9, we know, are not making the finals, and Fnatic themselves must win to match with Unicorns of Love if they want to represent Europe in the final, taking on either Phoenix 1 or TSM based on how that other game goes as well. The lineups on your screen, frontline plus double marksman in a sense here for both these squads. But I want to see how well the Smoothie Bard goes. I think it's a champion that is a treat to watch. So much fun to come in here. Impact only playing his 2nd game of the tournament. It was Ray who was playing all throughout the rest of this one. And we'll see, as he's only taken on Fnatic so far this tournament, he'll hope to make it a 2-0.
And while Kled can act as that frontliner, I do think that J4 actually performs kind of the frontline role better because of the interactions with Stoneplate and all the HP that you build up, the scaling of your shield from your W, also interacting with Stoneplate. You can get very tanky and offer some pretty powerful engage.
And the funny thing about both top laners is they actually both really like to use the lane advantage to then leave their own lane and then say, I'm going to find a fight. You know, Jarvan, fantastic mobility into his ulti, keeping people in check. Kled ulti, we've seen that multiple times, used to engage and catch people who are slightly out of position. So both top laners also kind of looking to play the same style. I just want to see the junglers early start, because I think there's so many explosive lanes here, and especially top, obviously. Early gank from both these guys could be impactful, but it is a bit harder for Elise on red side to do that, because she often does Raptor red and then goes down to take her own blue buff.
It certainly is, but when she does go up there, J4 offers some of the best gank assistance in the game. Not only with the knockup, but also the slow from your W, so that is very, very powerful. And, you know, going for this Grassy Undying style, you're kind of trying to play the lane slowly, just poke them out with your Qs, utilizing your passive, and just short trades with that Grassy Undying.
And it really is just mid lane not offering a whole lot of CC when it comes to setting up early ganks. Cassiopeia will need an ulti for that first of all, but her miasma is very good to deny, of course, the Valk from Corki. Bot lane, though, you got supports with CC. Top lane, you got both top laners trying to keep the guy in check, and then you can set up that gank for the jungler.
And if the CC does hit, Caps is not playing with Cleanse. So, you know, at level 6 for the Cassio, if you can hit that ultimate followed up by the Cocoon or vice versa, that's something that Caps is going to really struggle to actually avoid.
Meanwhile, looks like Smoothie going to walk into the brush, gets hooked in, but they're damaging the support, so the time is to go for Reckless, and they get him to half HP. Q's going to land as well, and Cloud9 winning that trade pretty handily.
Reckless with the Doran shield, so we'll get a bit of HP back, but I definitely like seeing my support take all the damage with his extra potions compared to my AD carry.
Especially when this is not a Warlord's Bloodlust AD carry. He's actually playing Fervor, so with that Fervor, I'm expecting him to build into Lifesteal. Something like a Blade of the Rune King first can be pretty typical when you want to go for this style of build. When you're going for the Infinity Edge, double Zeal items, you're generally going to go for the Warlords to kind of get your sustain there.
And you can see the way they're playing this lane. Reckless already knows he loses any further trades, and C9 doing the best they can to deny further farm from him. You can see he's going to miss his third melee minion here. He's getting XP, but no gold, so a bit denied off that early trade, exactly.
Yeah, and really odd all-in from Fnatic, also forcing you there to start with the hook from Justice, obviously not providing any additional damage after you just connected it onto the support, and then you're kind of stuck there now shooting into the wrong guy with extra potions, as we highlighted before here. Broxah is doing a full clear on the bottom side, maybe into an early recall for a longsword and then go straight towards top side. Contract's obviously getting his blue buff as well, but no early ganks top. Impact is on his way in to actually place a ward.
And he knows the pattern now. He knows that had to be a full bot side clear.
Yeah, so that gives them a lot of information. This may actually cause Contracts to want to head down there, try to get the scuttle, protect their bot lane a little bit more, because Broxah can be around there, and we know Thresh, especially at level 3, provides a lot of gank assist.
It's true. If they can reset the wave in time to get back on this side, then Cloud9 can stay safe down there. We'll see what pattern Contracts goes for. He's not going to be able to steal camps away. He's on the wrong side of the map for that, so we'll see what comes in. I think Contracts is going to full clear, and Broxa is going to get his long sword and walk topside.
So again, we're really trying to follow the junglers, where they're going early game. A lot of lanes here with some of these champions that can set up ganks, as we highlighted before. But then also, we gotta look at Smoothie and Jessis, if these supports can actually roam, because the European teams are talking about how North America came in and they kind of showed bot lane push into support roam is a very effective way to then get control of the map. And I want to see if Jessis is gonna adapt that style as well.
Contracts also knows that the blue is still not taken, so if he wants to actually go over there and try to pressure Broxa, he has cleared out the ward in the river and does have the ability to do that. Broxa kind of delaying this blue quite a bit, perhaps a little bit nervous, and that's actually to stop Contracts from being able to blast cone over and try to fight him at that buff.
But now he's been spotted looking for this top side right here. Can Soaz juke the cocoon? He is going to. And Connor's going to lose a few seconds. He could have been killing Krugs this whole time. Doesn't go for it just yet. Raptor spawning in a few seconds, though. Needs to go there soon.
And Contract's not feeling confident going for that fight against Broxa because his own mid laner was also stuck on the tower. Jensen pushed back early by Caps here on Corki, so it would have probably been an unfair fight once Caps joined early. Reckless, once again, taking a lot of damage, so is Jessis, maybe getting to tower.
Good hook, good damage on a Smoothie again. They trade back on Reckless. This will be a lot of damage on this Bard, though, down to about 200 HP. Nice juke on the net. Reckless would have lost another 200 health right there if that 90 cal net hit him. The automatic headshot would have hurt a lot.
Gotta also remember that Bard does offer some healing in the back right there.
Yeah, costs a ton of mana, but...
Ton of mana, that's very true. Can go for a little roam and get some of his mana back, but obviously Jessis is just trying to last it with the Relic Shield, which is one of the funniest things to see in solo queues when you support Thresh is trying to last hit these minions. He doesn't get the extra bonus because he's a ranged champion.
And I mean, Smoothie actually had a lot of his little Cocos stacked up to be healed back up. He's pretty healthy now. And does still have a potion available, so yeah, sitting at a pretty good spot right now.
And Reckless, to be fair, has never had to use his potion at all. He's sustained back up just from Regen and the Doran's shield, so that first trade didn't hurt him that badly other than the CS that was denied, which, hey, to be fair, is relevant, but he's within 3 CS now, so Reckless, props to him for doing a great job surviving in a rough matchup, and especially off how the level 1 went. So many players would have just gotten smashed in this lane.
Good old Doran's shield.
Certainly helps, obviously.
Definitely helps for himself, even after we nerfed the cost on it. It's still such an effective item in itself.
What's funny is the basic Regen is actually not that much better than Lifesteal because you're getting 6 health every 5 seconds. And that's like what you get off of autoing 2 to 3 minions, which you can do every 5 seconds if you're going to kind of fight for lane control. So it's not that different Regen-wise. It's obviously great against poke. Otherwise, though, it's just been a nice holding pattern here. We can see that actually Cloud9 are up about 200 to 300 gold from the laning phase. 15 CS top lane, certainly a big part of that one. Otherwise, it's been a pretty equal spread elsewhere.
We're still kind of waiting for that first big jungle gank. We've seen them, look to top lane from the side of Contracts. Source just jumped away from that one. Broxa was just down bottom lane, but didn't go for the gank. Jessis is now maybe trying to fake a potential Lantern play, but Smoothie, he doesn't buy it. Goes straight in and starts trading with him.
Safe enough, grabs a chime, walks right back out. He's doing okay for himself. And his hatchet puts Jessis back down to the bot lane.
And so Soaz actually, because his buy was so much later and he was pushed in, he's going to have to lose his teleport to get back there. He can't allow Impact to just freeze up this wave. It would deny too much experience, too many of those minions, and he's already behind. So Impact will have the advantage to try to look to make a play elsewhere on the map.
And bot lane as well, you see the first backs from the AD carries. Reckless always loves to just go straight for tier 2 boots here, return back to lane as fast as possible, get that extra attack speed, and just play like this AFK pushing style. Sneaky obviously just getting a BF sword on his first back. I mean, you can't be much happier as a Caitlyn because now you are sitting in a very good spot.
Yeah, Tristana's normally a great pusher, but against BF Sword Caitlyn, I think you can't contest the wave nearly as easily, and I'd expect to see that Reckless will be back under turret. And because he didn't buy attack damage, it's actually harder to last hit those minions under the turret.
And you also struggle in the trades against Caitlyn specifically. Smoothie hitting level 6 soon. One of the key moments we talked about before was him roaming, leaving that lane, and then trying to make a play maybe against Caps in that mid lane. But if you are C9, you can also try and look to just play against the bottom lane 2v2. You have a dive set up with Elise and, of course, Bard to maybe deny the tower damage, and then suddenly you can go for kills against Fnatic's 2v2 lane.
As the ward goes down, they get a little bit more safety to Contracts, letting him look for a jungle gank. Ultimate's available to both the junglers, meaning rank 2 are for Contracts, and the kick actually up for Broxa. We'll see if there's fights to be had still. Right now, it's been still that fairly passive game, but the gold difference actually slightly growing for Cloud9. It's 400 up for them now. Some of that being top lane getting even better for Impact. He's actually really doing amazingly well substituting in and fighting off against Soaz.
Yeah, I mean, top lane's going very well for him. You have to say, even though Cassio and the Corki are relatively even, the fact that Cassio now has all these amount of items, you're on the tier, you're on the Lost Chapter, you're going to be starting to get a lot stronger in lane. You can start to push out, you can start to trade much more heavily.
See the graphic on your screen right now. High lane Fnatic's early game here at Rift Rivals, not been great at all. On average, down 2.2k gold at 15 minutes.
And a lot of that is because of the turrets, right? Their opponents are taking the most turrets of anyone against an opponent.
Jump in. Hook almost landed. They wanted to set up for Broxah. If that hook landed, yeah, he was probably going to go down. Good flash by Sneaky to stay safe.
So Caps roaming down in case they needed him. Top lane is a little trading between the two guys.
He's going to try to hit back and forth, grasp the Undying. Jensen now in a trade. Big chunk out thanks to Caps, though. Look at the damage output. Forced a Valkyrie away.
And it's so hard when you're already losing a trade like that against Cassio, because if you turn back to try to trade again, you're opening yourself up for the ultimate as well, right? And if you get caught there, you do not have cleanse. So Jensen taking over this lane a bit now.
Now we have to see, though, if the junglers are looking bottom lane, because Jess has used his flash with that big play before. He has Sneaky also used his flash, so that normally is where you want to go then and return gank, both for Elise and Lee Sin, especially with that lantern setup from Jessis.
And here he comes. There's no camps down here, just the Krugs, and he's going to hit them for now, but Contract spotted, actually, so this gives a bit of safety to Fnatic. They know what he's doing. He's waiting around mid lane. Caps smartly backs off the wave.
Impact actually roaming down a bit, at least threatening that dive onto Caps. There's good vision from Fnatic, though, so they're well aware of where everything is.
And I think that point is super important because we saw Fnatic in some of the earlier games really struggle with that early vision, and they got ganked left and right, and they would die multiple times early on and get so far behind, as we saw there on the graphic before. This time around, though, they're really respecting the Elise and actually getting that early vision, as you highlighted again. And it's allowing them at least to stay alive. But they are now fighting for this dragon.
Hook's not going to land us yet. It's
going
going to be a reset on the Drake, but still, there's no jungler around. Cap's going to look for something. Nice smite away, and Broxah just going to ward hop right back out, so no harm there. But Jess is running out of help. One more shot will do him in, and First Blood comes into Sneaky. A bit of over-aggression for the Fnatic bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, Jess's flashes there. They wanted to try to make something happen, but not only does Cloud9 get the smite, they get the First Blood, and they're able to gift it over to the correct target, giving it right to Sneaky.
Yeah, Fnatic was never really able to fight anything because Reckless was still in the bottom lane, Caps was coming from topside, and Broxah was just trying to steal the dragon away. Never really in a position to do anything, so Jess is just completely overextending, his team not following. Broxah will give the move up over to Caps, though, and top lane is still heavily in favor of Impact. Not seeing any of those ganks, other than that one gank from a Contract.
Now
they're on the way.
Yeah, but he juiced the bear trap on a rope, and so it's not going to burn the ulti to go for it. So package used by Caps to get back to the mid lane. He got a blue buff, didn't find the roam for himself, and flew out back in a mid. And Cloud9 just having a great laning phase, and a 10-minute Ocean Drake makes laning phase so easy as well. They have infinite region here in this point. Impact happy to trade against Soaz, and I don't think he has the damage to all in him again. He's out of mana until the Ocean kicks back in.
Yeah, just about delaying that base, trying to set up for this lane swap. They're bringing 4 or 5 members top, actually, and they're going to try to make a play on Soaz here, and they get first turret.
Such a good swap, because right now Reckless is recalling. He hasn't gone back to base yet, so we see C9 being really far ahead.
Remount, bear trap on a rope lands, gets a stun to buy some time. Contract's going to land Cocoon as well. They can make Scar run away, but now here comes the repeat. The ulti coming across. There's no health bar left. Sneaky with another kill.
And it all actually starts with C9 getting that dragon and killing Jessis, allowing then Sneaky and Smoothie to push out their lane, go back to base much earlier. Reckless still didn't recall. He actually canceled before, so he's sitting with just boots against the BF sword and boots on the side of Sneaky here. Massive disadvantage for Fnatic's AD carry, and it's allowing C9 now to get a kill top and first tower.
Yeah, they get the first tower, and they aren't going to decide to push, so they're going to have Impact shove in the wave. They're going for the Rift Herald instead, and likely going to send Sneaky back to bot.
And that's again where you just got to go back and question, Jess is walking in, looking for a potential fight around that dragon, rest of Fnatic not really nearby, and then you end up losing your support. And those kind of things that really matter, because it can be 5-6 seconds just in favor of the enemy team with an early recall to a swap, and then suddenly they are ahead on the play.
And it's so much about that tempo that they gain from that play, and they're able to really utilize that very well. And here is the top lane play once again. Impact had already got him dismounted. Soaz was able to remount, but then Smoothie and Contracts layering their CC very nicely. The binding into there, and then they're able to just take him down very, very easily. No real chance for Soaz to fight back because of the crowd control layering and the ultimate coming from Caitlyn.
And a very sick bind by Smoothie, to be clear. Like, that was inches away from not landing at all. Maybe he then dodges Cocoon. Maybe he gets away from at least far enough. Maybe he's not in range for Caitlyn anymore. And so many what-ifs if that bind were 2 degrees off to the right, it hits nothing.
And after C9 took that tower, they didn't stop. They went down, took the Rift Herald as well. It's currently sitting on contracts. So again, once you are ahead in that play, you can suddenly get more. Yeah. You might trade tower for tower, but you still have about 5 to 10 seconds to play with, and they can use that to then take that one objective that they can then use now to maybe get a mid lane tower.
They've also been in a very desirable position of gifting the kills over to Sneaky. Both of these kills have been in a position where they know that they're going to get the kill, and they can allow the Caitlyn to be the one to last hit it.
Taking it.
Jess is what? One of the flash landed someone in. Look for the play. They're going to hook up Smoothie, who has ulti available. Is going to buy some time with it, and Satchel is going to do nothing at all. Explosive charge does 0 damage. The re-engage. They killed off Jess. Sneaky cutting away. Fair top rope is on, though. The flash get away. Soaz still on him, but no, he cannot find Sneaky. Pocket pistol not doing enough, and the kill will come through off the Satchel, and Impact actually getting it.
Another play from Fnatic where you just have to question it. It's so aggressive. It feels like the rest of the team are just not able to follow.
Yeah, it's going to flash forward. Look for the chase on a Reckless. Nice juke, but the stun against the wall is still there, and Smoothie going to pick up a hard-earned kill for himself.
I mean, Reckless avoided a lot there. Now Jensen chasing down Caps. He hits the Q.
He's too fast. He's going to be able to chase down Caps. It's a flash to the wall. Will he chase? Yes, he is. The flash R. The damage is in, and Jensen going to clap Caps.
6-0 now for C9. They still even have the Rift Herald. They're going to get bot lane tower as well. Fnatic just for some reason decided they wanted to all in on that fight no matter what, and it cost them a lot.
I mean, C9 is getting everything. They get the turret, a huge wave top built up for Jensen to pick up, so much going well, and Jez is going through this. I mean, how is this ever going to work? I mean, he has to flash just to avoid the trap, and you're starting at such an awful spot.
Yeah, it's so weird because it looked like he actually wasn't going to do it. He was just kind of waiting around, but then
really
in the end, they have to TP in with everything, and you know, Reckless and Brox are trying to do what they can, but this Jarvan can just keep them in place, and never really a way for Fnatic to win that fight, even with also Jensen actually roaming first down the river, you see there, in case the fight had been closer. Reckless, too much CC to dodge.
Yeah, and especially because the summoners are available, right? Like, Flash is available for Smoothie, buys time with his ultimate, then able to land and flash away. Sneaky had both of his summoners, so he's able to use those to survive against Soaz. And if those weren't available, maybe the play makes a lot more sense from Fnatic, but they were, and that's not the situation we were in.
It's just a bit of a rule as well when you play against Bard, like, don't click his portal. Because you know what's going to happen. As soon as you go to the other side, you're going to get stunned. Or in this case, you're forced to use your flash just super early in the fight. They're fighting again, though.
Package in. They're going to actually find him this time. Smoothie actually going to be cremated. He's gone for one. Now Jess is on the chase. Looks to take down Sneaky. Can't find any more CC. But at least Fnatic finally getting a kill on the board.
Hey, they keep up. Eventually, it does work out for them there. They get a kill on the support. And they're on the board. The Dragon going to be coming up here soon. So maybe he can establish some vision control and look to take an objective.
Well, maybe they want to look for another fight. Jesus and Reckless hiding here, hoping Sneaky is greedy for some minions. Come on, Sneaky, you want those minions.
He doesn't want them, Martin.
No, yeah, he wants them minions.
You knew enough. You knew enough for this
What's
game.
wrong with him? An AD carry not farming? Sick or something?
Yeah, he's down 11 CS. Reckless clearly the better player. As we all know, CSD the only stat that matters in bot lane, so 6-1
and KDA. Never forget.
You're right,
KDA.
and KDA. Hey, Reckless is pretty good. He had that one game where he chose to stay stealth instead of going for the spray and pray to save the Nexus. He was going to lose anyway, but still. Cloud9 going to go over, and Fnatic are going to get their first drink of Rift Rivals! Woo!
It's all about the little things.
Yeah, it really is.
And it's a Cloud Drake, it's the best one!
You gotta celebrate what you can.
Oh, they're fighting!
Oh, the kick into the turret, though, pretty sick by Broxa, but it doesn't matter.
See,
2 kills go over Cloud9.
This is why Fnatic doesn't want the Drakes. You instantly die right after.
Because they're winning so many games before.
I mean, come on, this is why they don't want the Drakes. Now they lost 2 guys in mid.
Oh, an Impact fancies a fight here with Soaz.
Oh, misses the knockup. Really nice by Soaz, juking away from the flag on Dragon, looking to keep winning this duel. Bear Trap on a rope is up again. Ult's in for a bit more damage, and Impact running out of ways to live. The Flash Cocoon, though, he found that one. The dismount comes in, Scar runs away, and Soaz falls down.
I mean, the wheels have just fallen off for Fnatic. It feels like they're a little bit desperate here. I mean, they're just trying to make something happen because they're losing on all sides. But they need to remember, you have a well-scaling comp. You can slow down. You can take a step back. Try to let Tristana and Corki have time to get something done. But they're looking for these fights. They're looking for these plays. This is a really nice kick from Broxa, but just too little too late as Caps is already gone.
Jensen and Contracts doing some work together right there, and then rudely interrupting the 1v1 top lane as well, killing Soaz.
Never a fair fight.
Never a fair fight.
Just bring in the allies, and Cloud9 looking pretty good on this
Where's
one.
the honor? Come on.
Yeah.
Where's the honor?
That was clearly called as the 1v1.
Not in the client. I don't know, man. I mean, they're playing at 7-13. It's in there. Just they're not going for it, sadly. Oh, well. GG Heart maybe is going to come out the end of this one. Cloud9 hoping to keep it moving forward. Blue buff going to go over to Jensen.
You never use that one.
That's what you say. See? Great teammate right there.
The GG Heart is really just like so facetious.
It's the most used now, though. Everyone uses GG Heart now.
Yeah, because it's passive-aggressive, and that's what everyone likes to be.
I don't passive-aggressively honor people. That helps them get key fragments. I don't want them to get better off.
Well,
GG Heart, the Janna, who actually ulted me with one time.
Fnatic, they want to kill Impact after losing that 1v1. Justice, he's flashing for everything.
And doesn't even bring a lantern, just they're going to jump the wall. Impact's going to run down. Now, the thing is, he can't TP away because Jesse can CC him. So he's not going to pull a SOAS just yet. Flag and drag goes over to Reckless, dodges away from the Q, flashing back, looking for a bit more. Meanwhile, SOAS himself gonna run out of life. That's one kill picked up. Sneaky on a rampage, 4-0-2. And Impact will, in fact, lose his life. Proxy getting the kill.
It's a flash from Reckless, though. Quite a commitment there to get that kill in the 3v1. And C9 is pushing mid. They are pushing top as well. And Contract's looking for another killer into Caps.
Well, he's gonna juke the Cocoon. Nicely played by Caps. Gets in, knocks down some Spiderlings, then Repel to get away from this one. Then flash chase in. Not gonna ground him quite right, though. And Caps gonna get away with it.
Actually, Jensen ended up shooting that miasma behind Caps, who then stepped forward into Jensen, knowing that, okay, he's going to put it behind me. Yep. In the end, though, Contracts and the rest of C9 will get a tower, but really, is League of Legends about towers? I think it's about kills.
I think it's about Nexuses, actually. But turrets
Technically,
get
yes.
Nexuses. Here we go. That's Jess's rooted up. That's going to be an easy Cocoon, easy trap, easy everything kill once again to Sneaky.
Hit the hook, though.
Impact's TPing in.
And it's going to find some damage there. Looking like Sneaky going to have to run away from this one. Nice shutdown comes through. Smithy was flash over the wall. And again, they find a bit more. Nice double stun comes in. Then Dunk is in. And Impact brings the NBA with them. But SOAS running away with a pocket pistol. One more hit will kill him, and he will, in fact, fall. The rest of the backline still here. The portal, I should say, as Reckless wants back in. But be careful. There's still a Cassiopeia who wants to kill you.
Contracts just dodged like every missile from Caps and stayed alive as well.
Yeah.
Caps now, he might be in trouble.
Ooh, maybe he's trying. He's going to be attacked by Broxo. One more hit will do him in. Rocket's going to go from downtown, and Caps gets one back. First kill of the game.
The snipe from Caps there. Fnatic able to get something out at the end of it. Couple kills go their way.
Yeah, I think that went 2 for 2 overall. Yeah. I'm pretty sure was the score on that. So, nice to get some shutdown gold for a little bit. As Sneaky went down, that's a 5-kill spree dead.
And at this point, if you're a Fnatic, I guess it is really just trying to fight your way back into the game. Because you're so far down, you can't really defend the Baron unless you're going for aggressive plays. Justice obviously again used his flash earlier. Means that he's a very easy target for Smoothie and C9. Luckily though, he lands that hook. Not sure if it was actually impactful, but he did hit it, so worth highlighting. Sneaky. And so actually going down right there, a lot of damage from Caps. And then look at Contracts here to the right. Gets the one big one on him, and then one more, surely he's dead, right? Nope, dodge that one. There's another one coming, dodge that one too. Caps
gets away.
Didn't get the kill. So he just kills Impact instead.
At the same time, Jensen missed the miasma, missed a couple of Qs on the Broxah. So Broxah able to get out there. So both junglers able to dodge away and survive. They do eventually get the kill onto Impact, though. Caps has been good, to be fair to him, at actually avoiding a lot of the CCs in these fights. Some nice little movements and just hit the rocket that counts.
Good
Gets
job,
the
buddy.
red buff.
It's true.
Broxah played it well too. Of course, landed some damage, safeguarded back out. So the two of them certainly played well for themselves, and we'll see if a giant comeback can come through Fnatic. They certainly had one before. They did it against Phoenix 1, where they were down a fair bit, but found the way to team fight in the end of it all. Certainly this is a larger deficit, but we've seen comebacks come through before.
Let's track if C9 can set up that Baron play. They do have the Bard ulti, which is so fantastic when you are baiting around and the enemy team has no vision. They don't actually know where they can face shake. And then suddenly either a binding or an ulti from Smoothie lands, and then you are just caught there, because once one guy gets CC'd, you're going to get trapped, you're going to get cocooned, miasma, you're going to get knocked up. Like, everything is going to hit you.
So this is another game where I'd actually prefer if the tank for C9, if the top laner just went pure tank. I don't think you actually need to go for the Titanic Hydra in this case. The Cassio is fed, the Caitlyn is fed. You can just play utility.
I think they're throwing maybe too many stuns. I don't think you need to cocoon the guy who's got miasma and a cupcake on him, but either way, the kick's gonna put him right back into the mix, and the squishy or Impact is gonna fall at the start. Reckless gets a great kill.
Jensen just uses ulti as well. Fnatic pushing forward. They want that tower in the mid lane. They only got one so far down the bottom lane. They want another one. And C9, they're out of position. And then the Bard portal.
And mid lane going to be under fire right here. Fnatic first to the play. And of course, Tristana worth plenty of damage herself. Now 4v4 support hitter for top laner is the advantage to Fnatic here. So they are slowly but surely clawing their way back in.
And I mean, Broxah has had some really good plays in these little fights. Some very, very good kicks. And that is kind of allowing them to get some of these kills. I mean, kicking him back into the team, separating Impact out.
Oh,
and
second
knocking him
Drake.
in the turret. Oh, but C9 might want the big Drake.
It's not a Drake, it's a Baron. It's a
weird-looking Drake.
It's a Nasher. It's got no wings. Cloud9 not going for the play just for vision control just yet. Oh, no!
Oh, no!
Oh, already gets it. And double Drakes for Fnatic.
They're going to be so fast.
Oh, my gosh. They are so quick.
They can actually run faster into the fight, and then obviously won't join the fight.
And then lose the fight, or win it, whichever.
Well, see, so far they've actually been going even the last few ones. So Fnatic not going to stop, but Jesse's flash is ready. We're waiting for him to use it. No, normally he doesn't keep it for long. Got to get over some wall somewhere and then try and look for a big play.
Well, I mean, Fnatic are kind of eking their way back in. The top lane turret is almost dead from Cloud9. You know, that's something you can knock down as well. And they're sticking around. They do have good scaling.
Yeah, it's actually impressive that C9, who had before a lot of control wards around the Baron and were looking in a really good spot, then managed to once again go 1 for 1. They invested absolutely everything on killing Jessis, and then Impact got kicked back in under the Fnatic tower. Like, if you're this far ahead, you should not struggle to set up a Baron play. It should be very easy to force the enemy team to blindly face check you, and you can then turn around with plenty of engage.
And it is feeling like a little bit of overconfidence from C9. I think they're just happy to take the fights because they are ahead. But you take too many fights like that, and your lead can start to slip away. I mean, they have very powerful sieging. You can't even just look to set up with that. When you have this Caitlyn, when you have you know, such a powerful tool in that, they don't need to necessarily risk these jungle fights all the time.
Yeah, and speaking of playing smartly right now, they need to make sure they recall at appropriate times. Cloud9 not using their entire gold lead. Sneaky is 100 gold away from finishing his next like rapid fire cannon, but he's sitting on Brawler's Gloves right now. So he's the same item as Reckless, but he should be an item ahead if he just recalls, and that's like a timing window Cloud9 must use.
Gonna give up on it.
They were actually spotted right there. Riskot were obviously dying earlier, but C9 not in a position to start the Baron because Sneaky was killing the top lane wave, and he's going back to base now. So Fnatic getting a little bit more time. Obviously, C9 will get quite a lot stronger from this, just based on Sneaky getting that second or third item. Edge completed for Caps as well, so while it's only 2 items, it's 2 very expensive and big ones for him.
Speaking of big ones, yeah, Corki can do plenty of damage. We'll see. As the 80% crit build is in for Sneaky, he's got some control wards as well, so it looks like the play is going to be for that Baron setup for Cloud9. See if they can do it.
And there's not a lot of armor yet on Fnatic. I mean, a Deadman's Plate is being built up, but Sneaky does not have a lot of kind of resistances that he has to punch through.
There's a Chain Vest and a Cloth Armor. Those are the only armor buys in the entirety of Fnatic right now. Sneaky will do immense damage if left unchecked.
And I mean, a lot of that's going to be up to Broxa, up to Jezz and Soaz. See if they can find those engages. See if they can actually make a play onto him. Because if you can take Sneaky or Jensen out of the fight, you know, with a great kick or a great hook, that can even up the effective gold very, very quickly.
Ulti means almost nothing. Broxa a nice safeguard and tanks it himself.
C9 doing the first step of the Baron setup. Always push out that mid lane, and then you have a very easy path.
They're going right to
passage into the Baron. They actually go straight for it.
They do have a ward, but it's turned off by the control ward, so it is technically dark right now for Fnatic. And look at the damage output there, just the DPS so high. 80% crit, Caitlyn, Baron picked up, Cassidy of course helps as well. Here's a dunk on a Caps, ulti traded just for the Valkyrie, and a flash, not quite needed. I think he was safe, but did not want to be tempered fated.
And I mean, if you do go down to that tempered fate with the Baron just picked up, you're going to lose so much. So Caps needed to play that safe. C9 going to be sieging immediately, though. So as heading bot side, but I don't think he's going to have a lot of time to push out this wave because C9 are here, and they're going to be on the inhibitor turret momentarily.
Yeah, you can just keep going right now. They have so much damage on the turrets as well, and I love the play. Push out mid straight in towards the Baron with the portal from party.
It's gone too.
Just rush it down.
I think the call is to give away both those turrets. Fnatic, I think, don't feel like they can fight for it at all. They've already been down 10,000 gold. Now they're down a Baron buff as well, so they're just going to hide away and hope for a much later game.
I mean, this is really tough, though, because the minion wave is already prepped topside for C9 as well. And Soaz, sure, you can get this outer turret, but you've already lost 2, you've lost 1 inhibitor. And at what point is it too much to give away, you know? I think you have to fight at this second inhibitor.
Yeah, they got to figure out what those slender margins are. At least it will be a trade of turrets, so something at least for Fnatic with Soaz.
He's
going.
Right.
They're going for hit number 2.
Before he gets back, C9 going to go for the second inhibitor.
Here we go, inhibitor turret under fire. Soaz still not going back to the base. He's going to try to trade and inhib turrets. And, you know, best scenario, Fnatic can trade equally. They've been doing it in the team fights before. And there we go, top lane is gone. Now C9, will they keep pushing or will they go for bot lane?
Well, Caps made sure to kill all the caster minions before here, so there wasn't that massive army set up by C9 with the Baron buff. They are backing away, but Soaz didn't kill this one yet.
He doesn't have time. I don't know if he can finish it before
it's a Baron recall. He's going to die if he stays now. He needs to leave.
Yep. He could have stayed 3 more seconds and used the ult to get away, but either way, he's going to be fine. So as far as turret kills are concerned, he got as many in bot lane as C9 got top lane.
And if you are,
Hib, of course, still down, though.
And if you are
they also lost mid lane turrets.
I think the mid you're going to lose regardless, personally.
They're basically saying we can't really fight because we are like 1.5 items down in terms of our carries. Like you have 2 items completed on Caps, you had like 3 on Jensen, Sneaky with fully 3, maybe even had the QSS before the fight.
And it's a really tough call to make. I mean, it's one of those decisions where, you know, even if this does give you a 10% chance to win the game, maybe that's actually the best you can hope for in this situation. So they're making that call. We'll see now if they can actually get the farm onto Reckless, onto Caps, to get them to this point where they can start to fight these team fights, where the gold lead doesn't mean as much. But with 2 inhibitors down and the Baron buff still active for quite a long time, C9 is going to force very heavily to try to close this one out and get the 3rd.
Oh, they do land the Cocoon. Don't go all in for it, though. But also, Reckless right here went for QSS. So decided to spend quite a lot of gold on a defensive option when, if you are Fnatic, like, in a normal team fight right now, you're going to lose 100% because you are so far down in terms of gold. I think actually you can't really afford going for any defensive tools in. You have to almost try and all in and getting that Infinity Edge as fast as possible, and then have to play that 10 to 90 almost team fight where you just rely on your individual skill to try and come back in the game.
So I was going for an aggressive build as well towards Guardian Angel, BF sword in his inventory. Looks like a Zeke's Convergence in for Jess, I believe, as well. Fnatic hoping to stay alive in this tournament. Another duel on the top side of the siege. As honestly, Soa's getting decent damage out of it, but Impact tanky enough and has reinforcements soon. Single Ocean Drake helping with the siege game as well, as Jensen looks for a bit more damage.
And they still have the Baron for one more wave, so C9 can look to try to step up aggressively. They're going to try to knock down this turret. It will go down, and now Fnatic, I don't even think they can defend their inhibitor. I think this might just be pretty much it.
Triple inhibitor down. He said, you know, maybe it's going to be too risky, and here comes a nice kill on a Thresh. It's a trade, though. His Impact's going to fall, so once again, 4v4. Broxton jumps on, attacks. The Cassiopeia might get the damage. Quick Tempered Fate buys a few more seconds, as Jensen's very, very low on health. Gets attacked a couple more times. Will stay alive. Here comes Caps looking for more. Can't quite get it there with the package. Needs the snipes on the back side of this one as Brox has already fallen. So as next up, can't quite get it. And here's the attack as yes, Caps picks up one, takes down the Elise, and one shot will kill up Jensen, but there's too many minions, and Cloud9 looking to close it out, looking to kill off the last few buildings, but first, they've got to kite away from Soaz, the threatening Kled. Jensen healing back up by attacking poison minions.
Yeah, Caps is trying to get around and hit him. Soaz as well going in.
Soaz just bounced. They're going to look for Reckless. Can't quite get Sneaky though. Reckless back up
They're
though.
End the game.
Minions going to try to close it out. Sneaky the same as Jess wants in. Can't get the Flay. 2 more attacks to do it, and Cloud9 will in fact take down Fnatic 2-0 in the head-to-head. And it means that Unicorns of Love, I do believe, are now guaranteed to represent the European LCS in the final.